r/askreddit. What's something that's really bad for the body, but people keep doing it? Skipping on sleep. The worst is you had a bad night's sleep, you fought through the day, do your nightly routine, then you lay down, and your body just goes nope, not tired anymore. I wish I could suss out why mine just nopes out of sleeping entirely so often. Not sleeping enough. My Fitbit says I sleep an average of 6 hours 40 minutes a night, which is more than 70% of users. WTF. I'm not sleeping enough, but you all are sleeping even less. Sadly, there are a lot of factors that contribute to that, a lot of which are uncontrollable to a degree. Mental illnesses, children, 2 jobs, etc. And young people lol. I used to go to bed at midnight and wake up at 5:30 for like 5 years in my early 20s. Once I hit 28 I switched to go to bed at 11 and wake up at 7. Worrying about stuff I have no control over. Anxiety and stress are literal killers. Thank you. That will help my anxiety to calm down. Sitting without adequate exercise to counter it. Since starting my first office job I've never felt so physically ill. I just started exercising, and I'm doing better, but yeah, apparently sitting for 8 hours then going home and laying on the couch isn't good for you. This is how I felt as well. Add on top of that a 1-hour commute each way. I was too exhausted to do anything else besides nap and Netflix when I got home. Doing that for a year and a half made me so depressed that dying sounded like a relief. I mostly stand and move around when I work now and have been a lot happier. Doom scrolling. Can't believe I had to scroll to the bottom to find this. Calculated. The sedentary lifestyle. Laying in bed in front of a laptop or sitting at desk in front of a laptop. Yeah, and one barrier is we've kind of categorized exercise as some difficult, effort-intense activity. Either you hit the gym and crank on a treadmill or heavy weights, or nothing. We've dropped all that stuff in the middle. Just walking, hiking, a casual game of frisbee, whatever. You can have a healthy active life without ever working out, but most of us sit at home a lot and think I should get in shape, but I don't want to go work out. Parking at the furthest parking spot for any store is one of the best things Americans can do. Plus less gas looking for space and saves time cause you know you are going for the back. Taking stairs instead of elevator or escalators is a good second step towards health. Staying in toxic relationships. Aside from the obvious traits, like cheating, abuse, and lying, what are some other subtle traits of a toxic or bad relationship? Repeated patterns that disturbs the peace of the household. Stubbornness if it causes tensions and days without communicating. Poor communicating skills that makes one or the other feel less validated or not good in general. I know this might happen, and we all have character flaws, but repeated patterns we have made clear towards one another that is hurtful and not serving the purpose of the relationship, which should be growth, equal respect, etc. and those things that makes it feel easy for us to be around each other. You are just setting yourself up for a repeated cycle of unhappiness that feeds toxicity, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm one of those people in one of those toxic relationships, trying my best to solve the puzzle so we can be one happy family. Dreams are often stronger than common sense and the body notices it. Packing the days to the brim, not leaving room to decompress and relax. Stress is a huge contributing factor to a plethora of health problems. If you can't reduce the stress, this is obviously not possible. I mean more like additional stress in your free time. Some people I know just pile on the stress voluntarily, and it amazes me. And then they say, you know, sometimes I just want to rest and do nothing for a weekend. Okay girl, no one forces you to be so hectic all the time. It's because they've been conditioned that not moving / not being busy or productive is equal to being lazy, a slob, etc. Which is usually depression showing off. Smoking and drinking. When I quit smoking, I told myself that just for today, I'm not buying another pack. The next day, same thing. I can hang on till bedtime. Next day, just for today. Those days add up, and the craving lessens. It's been 9 years since I won after 30 years of smoking and unsuccessful attempts to quit. It doesn't even really make sense to think long term, as in I'll stop smoking for a week, as our brain essentially resets every day. It's better to just keep thinking till the end of the day. The only part that sucks is when you can't sleep. Smoking, soda, most drugs, TikTok challenges, That ducking one where they do a wheelie into traffic, pure stupidity and putting others at risk. TikTok challenges, you're so right. Holding in your shit until you leave school. I still do this as an adult. Boss makes $1 while I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time. Work 6 days each week for a minimum wage salary. That's literally me. Suffering now with tuition loans too. Gonna ask for a raise or quit it. I'm at my wit's end asking for a raise, find a new job. Construction pays much better than minimum wage. Just ML every single plumbing, HVAC and electrical company in your area looking for an apprenticeship. Say you're eager to work and learn. In your resume, include your 6 days a week you currently work, and I promise you will get a call back. Truth be told, you're probably not going to like the first company, but stick it out, get a few years of apprenticeship under you, then find another place to work. And you can always look for a job in your field while working construction. Alcohol. 3.7 years clean of booze and nicotine. So worth it. Same. I found it easier to quit during lockdown. Normal people's stresses were absent. Which did you find harder to quit? I stopped smoking and then stopped drinking a month later. Tanning. People paying to lie or even stand in a toaster is beyond my pale and pasty Celtic comprehension. 3 seconds in one of those and I'd ignite. Oh my god, same. I'm also extremely pale. So pale my little brother claims I can communicate with ghosts. BC they mistake me for one of them. Plus I cannot catch a tan to save my life. My skin just wants to stay transparent. If I go inside one of those cancer machines I'll die on the spot. Eating unhealthy processed foods. Seen an article just this week how ultra processed foods are linked to high blood pressure, heart attacks and strokes. The list of what qualifies makes up most people's diets: breakfast cereals, crisps, supermarket bread and pizzas, ready-made soup, margarine/spread, meatballs, hamburgers, sausages, etc. Yeah, study after study show that the healthiest people around the world generally have one thing in common: nutrient dense, calorie poor food. Processed food is the exact opposite: nutrient poor, calorie dense. You want carbs, fat, sugar, you got it. You want any nutrition with that? Too bad. Social media. It's awful for your mental health, but apparently people need to see likes on videos to fit in with society. Came here to comment that it's literally brainwashing. If you see the same thing being marketed or told to you, you'll believe it. Drinking soda. I occasionally buy some sodas as a treat. Even when I want to actually have a treat, it seems wrong to drink them. Sometimes I feel like a lot of people still don't see the risk factor in soda, and it's so easy to avoid once you get off the sugar rush train. League of Legends. I played for 8 years, still seeing the chiropractor for back pain from all the carrying I did as a mid-learner. Not listening to it. Sounds like bullshit, but hear me out. Whenever I get a craving, it's usually a sign that I'm low on a certain vitamin, mineral, or other kind of thing that my body needs. I think it's an inherent skill most of us have that you gotta nurture over time to fully use. Like if I'm really craving a salad, I know I'm probably hella low on some vitamins I haven't been eating. If I'm craving something sour like a fruit, I'm probably low on vitamin C. If I really want a burger or other form of beef, I'm low on iron. Usually when I eat what I'm craving in lower or moderate amounts, I tend to feel a lot better and my mood gets better. At first I thought it was just because I was satisfying the craving, but after experimenting with certain food, like eating more fruit and going healthier routes, when it came to the protein/meat, I got the same effect, even when it was stuff I'm not a huge fan of. Same thing for moving around. I can't sit for longer than a few hours before I have to get up and do something else. I think our bodies are better at telling us what we need when we actually need it, but it's paying more attention and thinking more methodically about what we are actually doing/eating to help both our mental and physical health. I could very easily just be full of shit though, so take it with a grain of salt. Mayo. Alcohol. I still drink once in a while, but it's remarkable how consistent the science is that there's really no benefits and a ton of harms to alcohol consumption. No benefits? As an ugly person, it's helped me get laid a few times. Overtraining at the gym, and also having a physical job you will understand in your mid-30s. Dealing with the repercussions of this right now, my spine is quite literally crumbling out from under itself. I did had an eating disorder on top of the exercise addiction, and working 60 to 70 hours a week as an item picker for Amazon. At the time I saw no issues with this. It was between when I was 21 and 28. I'm now 33. I physically can't work. I can barely exercise. I'm in physical therapy 3 times a week. In and out of surgeries, because every year a new disc in my spine freaks out and needs repair. Anyway, I always warn people against being this obsessive with being fit and in shape. I was in the best shape of my life, but at what cost? Scrolling mindlessly through TikTok/Instagram/any social media listlessly for hours. This is a mental health condition. Yes, if you do this almost every single day you are struggling with mental illness and using scrolling as an avoidance coping behavior. Even if you don't have anything to do, it is not healthy to spend hours scrolling through social media on a regular basis. Also, consuming high amounts of caffeine daily, especially when not eating. Avoiding social media is tough when you're chronically ill. I see friends in person sometimes, but they are all busy living their lives and almost always want to meet up for activities that I can't participate in. I've had to learn about my illnesses because healthcare professionals know even less than I do. This isn't the case for a lot of medical conditions though, which social media is good for. I also talk to a lot of people with my conditions online because they actually understand me. I do other activities too, of course, but they take more energy than social media most of the time. Of course, mindless scrolling isn't good, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm using it to cope with my symptoms better and learn about how to manage my condition alongside supporting my mental health. For healthy people there are so many better things they could be doing. Thank you.